With each breath, we have the opportunity to begin again, to arrive in the present moment. Up until college, I had absolutely no experience with yoga. I knew people often did it as a form of self-care, but I didn't really know what it was all about. During my first semester, I decided to dip my toes in the water a little bit and attend some power yoga classes at the rec. The classes were physically demanding and a great way for me to burn off steam, but I really only viewed them as an exercise and not much more than that. And then when we were sent home for COVID, I wasn't really motivated to keep doing it. During my sophomore year, I was back in Morgantown. However, my classes were still all online, and so I found myself spending a lot of time in my room. My mental health started to rapidly decline, and I began to experience dissociation and apathy. And I watched my sense of purpose dwindle, along with my clarity and self-control. As things were falling apart, one of my friends shared that she was participating in a 30-day yoga journey called Breath, led by Yoga with Adriene on YouTube, and was noticing substantial improvement in her mental health. She said I should give it a try, and so I did. It wasn't easy to keep to it at first, but once I started experiencing firsthand all that yoga had to offer, it soon became the reason I got out of bed each morning. Yoga has changed so many people's lives, and so I'm super stoked to share with you what changes I've noticed after doing it consistently, as well as some of the resources that I've used and found helpful. Before starting the yoga journey, I thought exercise of all forms had only the sole purpose of developing self-discipline and making gains. And considering the only other experience that I had was power yoga, which is intended to make you sweat, I was a bit underwhelmed by the first few days. As the name implies, Breath is a yoga journey meant to reacquaint people with their breath and teach them how to marry it with their movement and with intention. However, after my first week of doing yoga, I began to experience some of the immaterial benefits that make people truly fall in love with it. Perhaps the most profound thing that I learned from yoga was how to truly be present. I think the separation of mind and body can leave people feeling like they're living in pieces, sometimes in their heads and sometimes in their bodies. With yoga, the mind and the body work to align so that you aren't living in percentages, but in your entirety. Yoga also taught me control. When you find yourself feeling more in the moment, in the present, the world is no longer this abstract thing. You don't find yourself in chaos asking, what's happening? What's going on? You are here right now, and you get to choose with each breath what you're going to do and how you're going to live. You get to experience the world again and again and again with every breath. Realizing this provides you with the understanding that slowing down frees you from this thoughtlessness. Every time you exhale, you take back control. Gratitude also started to come more naturally to me. As I felt more in tune with myself, I felt more at peace with my circumstances and my life. And as the journey went on, we started to do more strenuous things, and I started to sweat more. But it felt more intentional. It was a workout, but I was also learning very practical skills that I could take off of the mat and into my daily life, which was very rewarding for me and provided me with a stronger sense of purpose. Unfortunately, for many people, yoga can be intimidating because, like with anything, many people don't know what to do or what they need or where to start. The great thing about yoga, though, is that it doesn't have to cost you a thing, and you don't even have to leave your home. The only piece of equipment that I would say is highly recommended is a yoga mat. But you don't need to spend copious amounts of money to get a functional mat. I'm currently using one that I picked up years ago at Five Below for less than $5. You could use something like a blanket or a towel, but a mat will offer more grip so you won't slide around when you move. My primary resource is Yoga with Adriene. Adriene is a yoga instructor who graciously posts free yoga videos on YouTube. They're high quality and completely free. I highly recommend checking out her channel. She's certainly not the only yoga channel, though. YouTube is chock full of yoga content, so you don't need to pay for membership to a studio if you don't want to. If you're on the Morgantown campus and you want to attend in-person yoga classes, definitely check out the Student Rec Center. You can find where to sign up under group activities on WVU Go, and the best part, they're completely free to students. Like I said, my first ever yoga experience was attending the power yoga class at the rec, and now I'm hooked. For me, yoga isn't just an exercise, it's a source of learning and growth, and it's an essential part of my self-care routine. Whenever I'm doing it regularly, I can see firsthand the positive effects that it has on my mental health. And I found it to be super enjoyable and easy, especially with the help of resources like YouTube and the rec. So, do yourself a favor and try it out. Your future self will thank you. Happy learning. Namaste.